Okay, so here we are. Peter, Marble Archers, we've just completed our first shoot of 2023, and the first in how long?
First shoot in about 5 years, at least. Yeah.
And we've had a fantastic turnout. You must be well chuffed.
Really pleased. It's always difficult when you're putting on a shoot on knowing how many are going to turn up, and we had a terrific turnout.
Brilliant.
And the weather, amazing.
The weather's amazing now. We're just sitting here after, like, in the afternoon, and the sun, blue skies, the sun's just beating down on us, and you can actually feel the heat there now. It's lovely. For the 1st of October, like, which is brilliant.
Yeah, and where we are, Fermanagh is famous for its rain, but thankfully it stayed off.
We're actually in Calvin now, Peter.
See, this is it, and let's just clarify this here now. So we're here at Marble Arches Wood. So tell us a bit about where we are and the location specifically, and especially where it is as well.
Yeah, well, Gorta Toll is our indoor shooting venue, which is the Northern Ireland side of the border, which is the Belcoo side of town. And this shooting grounds here behind Lochran House would be 7 or 8 minutes drive from our indoor shoot, and we're the other side of the border. We're in the Republic of Ireland here, just behind Lochran House. It's Quiltshire Forest that we've been shooting. We've had this nearly a year now.
Yeah. We haven't really been out. We got it a year ago, and we first started putting out the shoot about last March time. Yeah.
So since March we've been progressively working his way through getting the shoot set up in preparation for today, and very pleased how it all went. It's always nerve-wracking.
Absolutely, yeah. But you could see that, like, from the first target, a lot of thought went into it, like, you know.
Yeah.
Some very difficult trick shots out there as well. But the little things, I love the individual targets and the individual naming of them as well.
Yeah, well, try to really sort of tell a bit of a story. So we clumped together all of the dinosaurs together, and I haven't as yet, but we'll be making a sign up that just says Jurassic Wood, and a dinosaur will be carved out and popped on that. And as you noticed as well, on the far end we had the 3 bears grouped together.
Yes.
That's what we refer to as the Goldilocks. So
yeah.
So you got baby bear, daddy bear, and mummy bear. It just feels like it's telling a story as you're going along, you know.
Yeah.
And I think you've also got Mrs. Muffin with the spider came down.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. No, I could see that now. It's a very, like, you know, imaginative use of the layout, but even the layout as well. Like, you know, I mean, it wasn't too, like, I mean, there was some really nice hill shots there, and off the one where was the goat,
the chamois.
The chamois. Yeah. A lovely shot.
Well, as you walk up that mound, on the top of the mound, it just cries out for doing a shot through the trees there, and it's like you get up there and you go, "Where's this shot?" And you go, "You're joking! We've got to shoot that from here."
Yeah.
And just that sense of joy when you hit that target, it's just amazing.
I think it was the alligator. It was a group 4.
Yeah.
Two of our group had to shoot that kneeling down.
Yes.
So it was fantastic.
It was deliberately done that way, because how often is it that you go to a target and you just same posture, same position every time? With that, you have to adjust. If you're tall, you have to either shoot it from kneeling down, or you have to put your back foot behind you quite a bit so that you're dropping in stance. So I mean, Tim in the club spent a lot of time with us walking around the forest. We walked around it several times, sort of planned a shot, and then went, well, how would we go to the next shot? Right, okay, well, if we adjust this way, and we took a fair bit of time coming to grips with the landscape to use the uphill shots, the downhill shots, because most of that course is actually on the hillside, which is great for drainage. Even after the rain that we've been having over the last number of days, the footing was very
noticed that, and even there, like at the beginning there, you warned us, look, lads, we've had a lot of rain, just be careful out there. But we're out there, and like the leaves are crisp underfoot.
Yeah.
I mean, and this is after like storm. What was it, Agnes?
Yeah, storm Agnes. Yeah.
You better walk around your slippers.
Absolutely, like, you know, and you know, so it was lovely. And even there, I noticed that, like, the spider, for example, Incy Wincy. There was in the first part of the morning, I took aim, I could barely see him. Second half, I could see that the sun just kind of gliding across him, like with the shadows.
Yeah.
So it was lovely, like, you know.
Depending on the time of day that you're in the forest, because I've been at all different times of day, the targets look different.
That's right.
And it has a different feel depending where the sunlight's coming in. And at the moment we're still in full leaf. It feels very different again in the winter time. When we were setting out in the winter time, it felt very, very different, and as soon as it's budded, it takes on a whole different. So as the seasons changes, the course feels that it's changing along with you.
I could see that, and even when I was taking some of the pictures, at whatever angle I was at, it always felt like there was a silhouette there, because all the brightness was just coming and seemed to come into the woods from all angles, like regardless of where the sun was. It was lovely, like, you know. And the woods as well. I was chatting with some of the guys there. There's scope for expansion maybe in the future.
We have, if I remember correctly, 20 hectares.
Is that? 50 acres.
So, which is 50 acres. So we've developed one side, first of all, that is close to the entranceway, getting in and getting. To be honest with you, it's a lot of work when anybody's making up a course from scratch. There's a lot of work, and the opposite side of the main track, there's a whole section there that will take you right around Loch McNeil. So we have scope for some really nice, challenging downhill shots along the lakeside. Not for the faint-hearted, because it's up and down, but that will sort of develop over time. At the moment, I want to get back into shooting a little bit myself instead of busy making things. I can get busy getting back into the swing of shooting again myself.
No, absolutely, because I think, I mean, and this was something I suppose that some people maybe kind of, I won't say forget, but the work that goes into running a club, setting things up, and then when you're coupling that with coaching and keeping the beginners up to speed and beginners courses, the amount of time that takes, and then all of a sudden you might realise, hang on a second, I haven't picked up my bow in like 2 months. Do you know? So there's a huge amount of work that goes into it.
There is, and oftentimes it's that work that you're putting in isn't seen. But it is reflected in the quality of the grounds around you that you're shooting,
and in the feedback as well. And I think from chatting with people there, and even just in the group I was with Heidi and Neil and Siobhan, we absolutely thoroughly enjoyed it. Now it was absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, you want them to come back to base camp with just the right amount of
I had that anyway.
Because if you go out and it doesn't push you to improve, then let's be honest, nobody talks about the easy shots. They talk about those shots that were, I almost had it, or I just glanced at it. If that tree just hadn't been in the way where it was, I wouldn't have, you know.
But isn't that the mark of a good course setter? That fine balance between not making it difficult for difficult sake, because you can push them out to the maximum distance, or make them too easy, but have that kind of like irritation is starting to set in, but you really enjoyed the day, like, you know.
Yeah, well, we've tried to use the targets in a way that, like, even like the wolf, which is a long shot, it's not maxed out, but because it's a long gradual slope uphill, it plays with your perception as to it feels maxed out, and because your arrows are dropping off because you're travelling uphill, it is really difficult to gauge exactly where you should be.
And I think the longbow shooters had a really good day today. I think a lot of them came back very happy.
I think maybe that's because the way that the course is laid out is, if you're trying to gauge the distance and then you're trying to work out how much more of a loft, whereas your longbow shooters, they go and it's more of an instinctual nature, and probably it suits more of the instinctual type of shooting rather than the working out the yardage.
So no, it was really, really good. And about the club Marble Arches, can you tell us a little bit about Marble Arches? How many members are in it? How long is Marble Arches about? Who set it up?
Marble Arches has been going for a very long time now. I'm probably one of the oldest members. Oldest members as in being part of the club. Now many of the family members have sort of retired and moved away. Richard Donald was very much in charge of the club for many years while we've been there, and he still keeps in touch with us, seeing how things are going. And we started off as a target archery club. So initially we still have the indoor venue, so we'd be shooting your standard 20 yards, 18 metres. And would they be
IA or IFAF or IIA?
Well, we've been in several organisations over the years. We was in NIFA, we've been in Archery GB, and we've been in SIFA for the last 6 years or so, something like that. So we tried different things, and you know, insurance-wise and things didn't sometimes work out the best. we've really enjoying being with SIFA. We then moved into the field archery, which took a lot of archers out of their comfort zone. But the reality is for many archers, plugging away at a paper target at 20 metres, 18 metres should I say, over weeks and months, it can get a bit samey. So we're always trying to change it up, and having the outdoor venue where it's 3Ds and it's more of a challenge, it's more of a realistic type of archery rather than just your set format. And nothing wrong with Olympic recurve. I'm an Olympic recurve, shooter, and I don't see myself changing. I do like to pick up the hunting bow and just have a go with the hunting bow.
And I find archers now, especially from travelling around the country and just meeting people, we do have a tremendous choice out there. Anyway, do you know, whether it's Target or Field or IA or NIFA or AGB or anything like that, you know, and that's something I'm thoroughly enjoying as well. And how many members are in the club as well?
We've got 15 members now. 15 members at the moment. We took a bit of a slump after COVID, like many clubs did. And just getting back. His Facebook presence wasn't great. It was a matter of who wants to do it. And it's like, I don't want to do it. Nobody wanted to do it. So finally, James from Limerick has helped us out there, and it's like, James, can you post this? James, can you do that? So James has been.
James is an absolute powerhouse. He really is, and his enthusiasm is very infectious.
So he's been great. Andreas as well helped us with the on the laptop the program with collating the scores and that sort of thing. I mean, I'm happy to get hands-on with certain things, but there's certain things that's not my wheelhouse. Facebook's not one of them.
I think that's a precious thing as well, where you can call upon different clubs and draw upon their support and their experience, and they have your back as well when they see you. You know, it's I think it's in many ways it's all about.
Well,
you know?
Archery is a community. We're all a little bit different. Some of us are a little bit strange, and that's what we all like. There's, you know, archery does have its characters,
of course.
You know, and maybe we're one of them. You know.
But I think it's tremendous as well. Like, I mean, I know with the dip and everything, that it's a testimony as well to, I suppose, your perseverance, that you kept the club going, like in spite of all the changes and the hurdles and everything, and seeking out a new venue. You just really didn't let it go, like, you know. And I've seen other clubs fall by the wayside.
Yeah, I mean, we had a lovely piece of land previously on top of Marble Arch Caves, which was great for marble archers.
Yes.
Sadly, that didn't work out for us, even though we spent a lot of time getting it all set up and whatnot. But Declan spent a lot of time pushing with wheelchair. Have you got the land? And we've finally been able to secure this. And as you saw yourself when we went out on it, there's not a lot of maintenance once we've got it up and running. We're not going to have to go in there to be cutting back briars and things like that. The footing's great underfoot. I mean, there's a little bit of tree branches that fall and whatnot, which we clear away, which is part of the cost for any club. So we think maintenance-wise, and we've tried to construct it like the signs that we've got out, the wood and so on, and it's a matter of, in a year's time, sand them down, give them another lick of paint, and they'll still last for years.
Well, I can see, look, even the signs out there, the diligence that went into them, like, I mean, the naming of the targets, the varnishing of the signs, the marking, the writing on them, it's really, really very well laid out. A lot of thought went into it, like, in fairness.
I've got very friendly with my router.
Yeah, I could see that. I mean, I'm really admiring the calligraphy and all that kind of thing. Really nice. And
just on membership, we are hoping to have a goals recently in the near future.
Absolutely.
Increase our membership, and we've got a mobile set up now that we can take places with our own curtains and targets and signage that we can take to wherever we want to go, to scouts or
whatever festivals or open days, scouts, schools, things like that.
We've got that set up now.
That's brilliant.
We've got a grant from the Manor County Council, Manor County Council, to set that up, so we're hoping to get that started very soon. And we did do a slight rebranding. We were Marble Archers County Fermanagh, but now that we're the only cross-border sporting club in the country, we rebrand ourselves, because this whole area is naturally called the Culkey Lakelands Geopark.
Culkey Lakelands Geopark, okay.
That covers this whole part of Cavan and Fermanagh, right up from Irvinstown right down to Manor Hamilton.
That's the old one.
And I have to say, it is a breathtaking underrated part of the country up here. It's absolutely it's beautiful, like magnificent.
Yeah, for Manor in the area, it is gorgeous. But I mean, people come here. It's it's the lakes. They come for holidays and whatnot here. Yeah. And where we are is just.
Yeah, and you've got the Cavan Burren just down the road, and the Marble Arches in the other direction, and it's called the Cavan Burren for a beautiful reason, and it's well worth a visit, And so, and going back to your have a goes, then you're going to be running beginners courses as well, I guess.
We run beginners courses on a regular basis. Things have been slow on that front, but we recently about 6 new members that we've got coming through. We try to give them very good value for money. Often we're able to, because we're indoors, give them one-to-one tuition and really help them improve in their full archery process of setting up their shot process and so on. So we do a fair bit of training there. We've got, even though I'm Olympic recurve, we've got a young woman that's come now shooting longbow with her daughter. They've joined the club recently, and we've had others that have been showing interest that we've been teaching them. We have a good amount of cubs and juniors in the club, which is really nice, rather than it just being a bunch of old fogies. We've got the youth that are involved, so we do competitions for them. We do a 252 award scheme, which is first of all, you start off at 10 metres and you have to score, and the Olympic scoring, so it's like 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. They've got to score 252 or more in 36 arrows.
And that's an internal club initiative, yeah. That's really good.
It's not just ours. Throughout England that's been done, but we've instituted in our club so that you will get a badge, much like the badges that we've received today. As you get the score on 2 occasions, like a gains, you will get the badge for 10 metres, then 15 metres, then
that's
20
fantastic.
metres.
That's a great way of motivating,
and because you're shooting at 122 target, it's not that difficult, and it helps the youngsters. Oftentimes with youngsters, sometimes it's a bit of focus, and when they're actually aiming to get a badge, it gives them that focus and concentration that they need to push forward. So
as well as that, indoor can be very boring, just shooting the same target. You put in a wee competition in there,
the focus changes, and then all of a sudden they're thinking about, hang on a second, if I just correct my form or tune my equipment a certain way, because you've given an objective or a goal, as you say, rather than just going in and shooting for half an hour and that's it. I think it's fantastic, because I see that with some of the, particularly the younger archers that I'm coaching as well, with the gain system. I'm not saying that they're just chasing records as such, but they have that thing that they work towards, and it's nice to see that when you're coaching them and you're trying to maybe fine tune something like maybe their anchor point or their form or their release or their grip, and it's nice to work with them like that, especially when you know that they're working towards a goal.
I think in anything, if you don't have goals, it makes it pointless. They don't have something to aim for. If you took the goals out of football, what's the point?
Of course.
And within archery, it's goals for themselves. That they're not competing against other people, but they're competing against their last score, and it's done in such a way that you're improving them without them being frustrated. You say to them, why is it you think that you're not doing as well in that, and you get them and then fine tune what they're doing and help them, then they have that sense of achievement and pride in what they're doing.
And you just outlined like what the outlines of a coaching philosophy right there. And long term, maybe it's a question maybe having, because today has been fantastic. Do you have long term plans, or where do you see Marble Archers, or are you just we're taking it day by day?
We want to really be going along the same sort of line, that not anything drastic change. We'd like to increase membership, get more families involved in the sport. We will be developing. Where we are at the moment, we've developed the left-hand side of the roadway. There is the right-hand side of the roadway, which will take you all around the Lochshore of Loch McNean. That will be a bit hardier territory to be walking up and down, more challenging shots. So we will be looking to develop that part and do the second half of the 14. So you will have the first 14 on the left-hand side of the track, and then on the right-hand side of the track you will have the new 14 that's going around Loch McNean. So there's a lot of potential there, but we've got the first 14 set up, so we can just slowly work our way through the rest.
You can pace yourself now.
Exactly. To get the first pit set up, you need You need the first 14 to get on with competitions.
Yeah.
And that's where we want it to go.
And you've broken that glass ceiling, if you like. You've established there's the competition now. Everybody's coming, and people have travelled, like, I mean, from, you know, Lochriach and Blackcastle and Carramore and Limerick, you know, from all over, and IAC and Donegal. It's been Belfast. It's been
Lan as well.
You know, and the Craigavon lad guys here as well, and fantastic turnout, like really good. So you have that, and they're going, oh geez, we're going to come back
and
here
it's
now.
Nice that we got just about somebody from every different archery association, which is lovely.
Exactly.
Because sometimes you worry about ones from another organisation, whether they're going to feel welcome. But the fact they did is lovely. Because
I think that's fantastic.
It's an open policy that, you know, if you've got a competition, you want to come, great.
You had pretty much every affiliation here, and it was really nice, you know. And it comes back to what you're saying, like, I mean, the area, like, I mean, it's encompassing the area as well. And just getting back to the structure of the club. So from the chair, who's the chair and who's the secretary, and what way is it?
Sean McCahey's the chairman.
Yes.
Treasurer
Declan McCahey.
Yeah.
Cousins. And Peter Wright is
I'm secretary.
And that's tight. We tight knit.
Yeah.
We have 2 or 3 other members on the committee as well. So.
Yeah. Brilliant. And so I'm not going to hold you for too much longer. Is there anything else that you want to maybe mention about the club? I think it's been fantastic. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
We have a good relationship with the prison here as well. They allow us to park up there and have use of their facilities up there, so that's good as well. And if you want to know a wee bit more background about the Lakeland Cult Group, they have a fantastic website, Lakeland Cult Group website.
Yep.
And you can pick up wee bits and pieces for your story in that as well.
Yeah, I'll do that as well. Well, look, lads, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thoroughly enjoyed today. I mean, it's a beautiful course and well worth a visit. And that's been reflected today with incredible turnout, clubs from all over the country and affiliations. And we had a thoroughly enjoyable day. Beautiful course. Well done, guys.
Well, it was nice having you. We
enjoyed
absolute
having you. Pleasure. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot.